You write in 12 Rules that you skipped a grade in school and you were small for your age. Do you think that shaped your personality and your experiences of life?
Well, it did to some degree. Made it difficult for me to participate in sports. So I didn't really do anything that was fundamentally athletic till I was in graduate school. So my parents are guilty about that because they felt that it wasn't good for me, but I'm not unhappy about it. I got through school faster. I wasn't a fan of school, and the faster I got through it, the better. I think it might have encouraged me to do two other things, which was I probably hung around with rougher kids that I might have otherwise, partly as a compensation, I suppose, for being...
And then I was reading the bit about, you know, the animal kingdom, and the bit for you take away from the lobster section is that, you know, what happens if you're top lobster is that you get to impregnate all the females as being evolutionarily successful as a lobster, right?
Mm-hmm. That's proclivity towards polygamy, which is one of the things that pulls on human society.
Right, and you're now the pretty big lobster. And yet you are monogamous, you're faithful to your wife, you don't want to go around impregnating every woman that you see, right?
No, one woman's enough trouble.
Right, so I think that's to me that was really interesting because that's a way in which we are very obviously very different from animal society, and to me
we're not that different. I mean, there are plenty of societies where exactly that happens. Well, it's not self-evident that you want it to be overcome. I mean, you don't know what goes along with it. You know, I mean, obviously, first of all, defining violence isn't that straightforward. How about use of force in self-defense? Does that constitute violence?
I think to me that's a separate category of violence. I think
well,
self-defense...
but it's not that easy to distinguish
right.
them. What you want to do with a child who's aggressive is socialize them so that they become sophisticated in their manifestation of their aggression. You don't want to inhibit it. You certainly don't want to socialize little boys to be more like little girls. Harmless, that's a terrible virtue. It's like a rabbit. There's nothing virtuous about harmlessness. It just means you're ineffectual.
Yeah, I think I would agree. Well, I think there are some people who through their harmlessness become iconic and they become symbols. I think the Gandhi and the principle of non-violence.
He's not harmless. He just transcended his deep violence. That is a completely different thing. Without that capacity, there would have been no way he would have had the strength of character that he had. He was an integrated person, not a harmless person.
Okay.
That's a very, very different thing.